Welcome to Reckless Paradise, everyone. I am your host, Marissa, and I'm here with my co-host, Dystro. Say
Hello, everyone.
hi. Happy Sunday, everybody. I hope everybody had a very good weekend. We are on the home stretch of April, guys. Can you freaking believe it?
No!
Yay!
Yay! No! Yay!
um,
No!
just a little disclaimer before I keep going. I am feeling a little under the weather right now. My voice has been going in and out all day, and I have been feeling pretty sick today. Um, So I apologize if my voice seems a little raspy at times. Just bear with me. I am assuming that it's just a stomach bug or allergies or something because, man, it knocked me out most of the day.
Yeah. Whereas me, I got home at 2 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, because you went to the GCW show down in Orlando yesterday.
Had a good time.
And we started our ATV riding season this past weekend, and I went out to dinner with my sisters and my dad last night, so that was fun. Um,
Yeah, I was gonna ask you how'd that go.
Oh, it went really well. I actually I think I have like a little bit of leftovers for tomorrow.
Mm.
I ate most of my leftovers today.
Mm.
But I got enough for tomorrow. There's like a little bit left, but it was really good.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I hope everybody had a very good weekend like we did. And thanks for joining us tonight, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's episode. We are back with another breakdown episode. This is the double breakdown week, I guess.
Brr, 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 brr.
So we are kind of taking a curveball for this one. We have not started our Fall Out Boy pilgrimage yet. We are waiting till next year because we've got a shit ton of other pilgrimages we'd like to get to first. However, we did, and I repeat, we did get to listen to the new album So Much for Stardust that just came out last month on the 24th.
Mm.
It has been literally almost a full month since we've listened to it. So we've had about a month to digest the album, go back and re listen to anything we needed to, and try to find song meanings and stuff like that, just like we do for any other breakdown episode. So this will be our first Fall Out Boy one we're doing together. This is great. And what's funny is, yesterday at Walmart, I just bought this album.
Yeah, which was kind of coincidental, huh? Huh? Huh?
I
Huh?
I was through the fucking moon when I saw it. Like I was like, Dad, we need to go look through the CDs because like I hadn't looked through them in a while.
Mm.
And we went and looked at him. First fucking one I spotted was So Much for Stardust. I'm like, I'm getting it. I have to get this one. Because I was going to get this one on Amazon. Turns out I don't have to now. And the thing is, when you buy at Walmart, you kind of save money. Because if you
Mhm.
think about it, when you order a CD on Amazon, let alone anything on Amazon, you're going to pay more because you've got the taxes and shipping. And shipping's fucking high
Mm.
nowadays.
Mhm. For sure.
I only paid, I think, $11 for this album.
It's not bad. That's a steal.
And then I bought a Sammy Hagar one that has 2 discs, and then I got the new Def Leppard album, which we will be getting to in a couple weeks. I'm a huge CD collector. Like I need to go through my collection. It's been a little bit, but anyways, yes, we are breaking down the album So Much for Stardust by Fall Out Boy. It is 13 tracks long. Let me tell you, this album is by far better than the previous one, Mania, which came out back in 2018. I also have that album. Um, yeah, this album's 10 times better by far.
hmm And I hadn't listened to a lot of Fall Out Boy albums. Like the last one I listened to was say Rock and Roll. That was it.
That's a good
And
one.
and then this one. So I have two albums under my belt.
I've got four.
Well, I guess I gotta catch up then.
No, it's all right. I actually want to re-listen to them with you, just for the sake of the nostalgia for me, because I
Fair,
haven't listened to them in a while.
fair,
But
fair.
technically, we have one under our belt. Um, so a little background context for this album. This album came out so fucking quick. Christmas Day, 2022, Fall Out Boy sent out an email to Fall Out Boy fans and also posted on social media a little animation clip. Towards the last 10 to 15 seconds of the clip, there was an audio clip of one of their tracks, and it turns out it's from Love from the Other Side. About a few days later, right around New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, they announced that they were releasing a new single in the middle of January titled Love from the Other Side. And then, like, literally a week or two later, they released Heartbreak Feels So Good. It's like, what? And then they announced that the new album was coming out on March 24th. So we literally had like months to prepare for this, like a couple months.
Yeah. And it was a good thing that they kind of just gave us like two songs instead of like, like half the album.
Like Billy Talent did.
hmm Um, which is kind of like a blessing in disguise for everything because it's like we didn't know what to expect for the new album.
We really didn't. Like, because the thing is, Mania flopped. Mania was just not that good.
hmm
Um, but as soon as I heard Love from the Other Side, I'm like, yeah, this album's going to be good.
I'm looking at like statistics here. It peaked at #1 on the top rock albums on Billboard.
Nice. That's cool.
So, and it's got like positive reviews on upon release. So yeah,
That's good.
yeah,
The thing is, they went back to their old record company
yeah,
too.
yeah. Fueled by Ramen. Yeah.
What a name! What a freaking name! Now I'm trying to think who else have they produced records for.
They have produced records for A Day to Remember, All Time Low, One OK Rock, 21 Pilots, like the
Basically, all your stereotypical pop punk groups.
yeah, like the Q is What We Aim For, like Dashboard Confessional, like
Wow,
Jimmy Eat World was like a big one.
that is a
Uh,
big one.
Paramore, obviously.
So that's good that they went back to their old record company. I think this album was a success, but let's see what you guys think, and let's see what we ranked their songs for and all that. So let's start with track number one, "Love from the Other Side." Literally one of the only singles they released from this album. It is so fucking good.
It's a good way to start the album, though.
I love the intro. The intro is like pretty long. It's like a minute maybe, but it's all instrumental intro, and it's like so fucking good.
Yeah, and then you cut in with Patrick and just just like it's like a 2-1 like a 2-punch combo. So it's like he hits you with the right hook, but then he hits you with the left jab sort of thing.
It's like we literally immediately got shades of like Infinity on High kind of vibes for me,
hmm
anyways, with this track. Did you find a meaning for this one? I know it might be hard to find meanings for some of these because these songs are still relatively new.
Well, luckily for you, when I think when you listened to Adrenalize, I had found like all meanings for all the songs.
Wow. So people were literally right on the ball for this one.
Yeah, I think I looked on it was song meanings, but it wasn't like the song meanings that I use. It
Right,
was
it's
like
probably a different site.
it was like song meanings and facts. That's what
I
it
use
was.
that site too. I used that site the other night.
Um, so it is an expression of pain, love, longing, isolation, and sacrifice.
Wow. Interesting way to put it.
Yeah.
What would you trade the pain for?
Painful.
I'm
I'm not
not sure.
sure.
Uh, and what's funny is when you said isolation, it makes me think of the pandemic. There is a song later on in this album where they did mention the pandemic. I think it might be track number 12 they mentioned it because I just listened to it like a couple days ago. Um it's literally like right in the middle of the song. It's good. But yeah. Love from the Other Side. Jeez. Everything about the song is good, from the vocal work to the guitar work to the instrumental opening. Like it just all works so well together.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Ah, so where are you gonna put this one?
10 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, easy, 10 out of 10. Okay, track number two. The only other single from this album was "Heartbreak Feels So Good." Oh man, this song came out at the perfect time.
And plus it's like self-explanatory too. So it's like, I mean, come on. There's like no other way to describe it.
We could cry a little, cry a lot. Don't start
And
dancing, don't dance stop.
and the video for it was like funny
Oh
as
my
hell
god,
because it
yeah.
has fucking Rivers Cuomo in it, and I'm like,
God,
what?
god damn it, Rivers.
You're everywhere.
He's in fucking Billy Talent stuff. He's in fucking Fallout Boy.
It's like, what else is he gonna be in? And it's like we see him like 2 weeks later, and he's oh hey he's in the next like Metallica video is like, what?
Oh
It's just,
God, please don't say.
I mean, he could be though.
No, no, that would be bad.
Oh,
Um, but anyways, yeah, I remember at the end of the music video, like fucking, they're at the fucking gates and they call Joe and he's like, the show is not till
next,
tomorrow or next week or something like
he's
that.
like, it's not till next weekend. And then like both Andy and Pete, they like look at Patrick like, you son of a bitch, and
Bitch.
he starts running.
I love that music video. I love the song. It's a really good song to really like sing your heart out to if you're going through like a heartbreak, like a breakup. It's like one of those like breakup songs that you would hear in the 2000s from a pop punk group, hence Fall Out Boy.
Mhm.
It came out at the perfect time because like March was a very shitty month for me this year, and it's okay to say that. You know, looking back, it's okay to say that because not every month is perfect, not every day is perfect either. So this song came out at a very good time, and yes, I was singing my heart out to this one for a while.
Yes. It,
So yeah, the title is pretty self-explanatory, like you said.
yeah. Yeah, there was like no like song meaning for that. It's like it, like I said, very self-explanatory.
Yeah, just read the lyrics and stuff.
Hmm.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, 10 out of 10.
All right, track number 3, "Hold Me Like a Grudge." There is a music video for this one too, and we watched it.
It's the sequel to
This
This
ain't a
Ain't a
scene.
Scene. It's an arms race, which is
Fucking,
I love that they continued it like many years later.
I know it's like crazy. Like all I remember from that video was Andy fucking doing like meditation,
Oh yeah,
and they
it's like,
fucking
would you
picked him up
fucking
with the
move?
what did they use to pick him up? Was it like a wheelbarrow or
Yeah,
something?
they picked him up and they put him in a wheelbarrow to go to the Elks Lodge or whatever.
He's fucking meditating. He's like,
He's just like
and fucking Patrick's looking like
like
Tom
Hulk,
DeLonge from fucking First Date.
mixture with Hulk Hogan.
That's all I can remember. I remember we were watching the video. I'm like, dude, that looks like Tom DeLonge from First Date.
Yeah,
Oh fuck. Now this song I don't really have a meaning for like in my head.
I do.
What'd you find?
So I found it's so it kind of like has to do with Patrick in a way.
Patrick.
Patrick. Yep, that's me. Uh, Patrick begging his part-time soulmate to show him some love and compassion. Relationship is rocky because he is telling her to hold him like a grudge.
Oh, damn, Patrick.
Yeah.
Not that Patrick. Not
Oh.
you. I'm trying to think. Like, I haven't heard this song in a while. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't heard it in a while.
Hold me
Hold me
like a
like a
grudge.
grudge. Oh man.
And
Yeah, I
okay,
never thought of it that way.
yeah, it's like you would think like okay, like when you look at the lyrics and stuff, that's like, oh yeah, like it's like very like pop punk, like kind of like not like a radio station sort of pop punk sort of thing, but it's like very like groovy sort of thing, and it's like you don't really think about um that. You don't really think about some of that stuff that's in the lyrics. Like it's like little hidden like little like gems.
It's
And
like it sounds like an upbeat song, but in reality, it's like has to do with something completely different.
right.
That's why they say don't judge a song by its sound. You got to read the lyrics.
Yeah, for real.
I give this one a 10 out of 10 too. Fucking easy.
Yeah, 10 out of 10. It's like we're 3 songs in, and it's like solidified bangers after another.
Absolutely, and it's gonna continue.
Oh yeah.
Um, track number 4. This one is actually my favorite track from this album. It's actually a fan favorite based off of what I've seen on Twitter, Reddit, Facebook. People I've talked to, like I've this album, they said they really like this one. It's titled "Fake Out."
Yeah.
I really love this one. Patrick's vocals on this one are so good. And then there's like a certain part at the end after they do like the solo and shit. There's a part at the like towards like the wrapping up of the song where it's just Patrick's isolated vocals. It's like wow, like the music stops and Patrick does like a little line with isolated vocals, and it's like, oh, like when I heard it for the first time, I got fucking chills. I was like, wow, Patrick can still kill it on the mic.
Oh yeah, it's like it never left him. Like
Oh,
it really
absolutely
didn't.
not.
I have a meaning, but did you have one by any chance
Let
that
me
you know
think.
of?
Like it just sounds like a song where, like, yes, it sounds upbeat, but when I was looking at the lyrics and like singing the lyrics, it's like, love's in the air, but he's trying to find a way out of it. Like he's gonna find a way to escape this. It's like, no, I don't want love.
Why I don't want love?
I don't.
I don't. So okay, I have a meaning, but it could be something completely different. But bear with me. So in espousing the philosophy of making no plans and none can be broken. So like making no plans, but none can be broken. So it's like kind of like a little, like it said, like a fake out sort of thing. Like I don't really know what that would mean,
I don't know either.
but that's what I found. So I don't know who said that, but
Cause it's like, love is in the air. I just gotta figure out a window to break out. Buried alive inside my dreams. And it's like, it keeps going, and it's like, to me, it just sounds like a person who doesn't want love. Like, that's just my take, but this is obviously a 10 out of 10. This is my favorite track from this album.
I give it a 10 out of 10 too.
Kibble.
Kibble.
All right, track number 5. This one I had to go and re-listen to again. This one's called Heaven, Iowa. This is a heavy, heavy track, and I feel like out of all the tracks on this album, this one showcases Patrick's vocal ability very, very well.
For sure.
Like, I can't imagine holding out those notes and it's like reaching those heights of like singing. It's just like, I don't know how I'd do it. I'd probably strain my voice. Like, I just fucking strained my voice trying to hit the high notes on Fake Out.
Takes a lot of practice. I know that.
And it doesn't help when you're not feeling good.
The meaning that I found, it says it seems to be about a relationship that is on the brink of a collapse. If you look at the lyrics, probably.
I'm gonna like take a quick look because Heaven, Iowa, Fall Play. So apparently it's an actual place, which is crazy. Let me see here if I can find anything for you. The title of this song, 1989 film titled Field of Dreams. There's a famous quote in which a character asks, "Is this heaven?" To another replies, "No, it's Iowa." So there's actually Pete. Pete actually talked about this song and what it means and stuff like that. Or it's just not really what it means. It's mainly how they put it together. Andy actually said this is his favorite song on the record. That is interesting. Pete said Heaven, Iowa was one of the first songs that Patrick had demoed, and there was an epicness to the chorus. I think we came up with other songs after this that kind of didn't surpass it, but it was like the new upbeat kind of thing. So I would really be interested to hear what people think about this song. This song was fun to do. There's a big openness to the chorus and the verses as well. Definitely not a song we could have made 15 years ago or even 20 years ago. That's interesting.
Yeah, because a lot of like the landscape back then would have been like kind of like rocky, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that.
The thing is, there probably wasn't like, that wasn't the thing, the in thing 15 to 20 years ago, this kind of song. It is very, very good. Like, I think they got a whole ass fucking orchestra for half of these songs, like they did with like Billy Talent.
Yeah. Yeah, they had like a whole ass fucking orchestra. I was like, what the fuck? Let's see.
It's a very, very heavy song, and I could definitely tell you that.
Yeah. It was the London Metropolitan Orchestra.
Wow.
They were on tracks 1, 7, 8, 12, and 13.
Wow, okay. Damn, that's cool. So I kind of like how a lot of these bands are implementing like orchestras. Like we saw this with Billy Talent with The Wolf. We just saw it with Fall Out Boy. And we're also seeing it with Def Leppard next month. They're releasing like Drastic Symphonies. I believe that's the name of the album.
Hmm.
They're gonna take a whole bunch of their old songs and they're gonna re-record them like with an orchestra over them. So, and we heard Animal. Animal was one of the singles they released from that album. Really, really good. Like, I'm interested to hear the rest. So it's really cool how like we're kind of implementing the older music style into the new stuff. Like, I kind of like that.
Yeah, it freshens things up.
It
That's
does.
so. I mean, good on them for doing that. Because
Absolutely.
I think Bring Me the Horizon did that for one of their songs like way long time ago.
Oh.
Um, I think it was like oh God, what was it? It wasn't Sleepwalking, but it was like one of their like more popular songs at the time. And Ollie, like, he was singing his heart out, and then you have the orchestra like behind him, like playing like melodic music with his vocals behind it.
Hey, you know what's funny?
Mm.
Bring Me the Horizon's going on tour with Fall Out Boy.
Yeah, that's true. Like, that's a huge concert. That's a huge one.
We need to go, bro.
Well, like, I'm broke.
Me too. Anyways, I'm gonna give this one a 9 out of 10. Just because I think I need to listen to it like a little bit more. Though I
Right.
did, like I'm telling you right now, I did listen to it before we did this episode. Like when I was writing my notes down, I did listen to the stuff I needed to listen to again.
Mm,
So this is what I'm gonna give it for now, a 9 out of 10. It is really, really good though.
right.
What about you?
Tough. I might give it like an 8.9.
Damn, we're playing Price. Not Price is Right. What the fuck? Yeah, it is Price is Right, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it
prices,
is.
right?
Listen, I haven't stayed home sick as a kid in so long because I'm not a kid anymore.
I'm just a kid. No. But yeah, like
It just
it's
needs to be listened to more.
yeah, I think so.
All right, track number 6. This one too is another one of my favorites. So good right now. This one's just a little bit of an upbeat song. It's just like freaking snappy and jazzy, and just I fucking love it. Has a good rhythm to it.
Hmm.
Feeling so good right now. Feeling so good right now.
It reminds me of the this guy. I can't remember. Um he did like a jazz version of People Equal Shit,
Oh God.
and it kind of reminds me of that, like just
People
the
equal
shit.
shit.
No, he's like people equal shit.
Wait, what? Wait, can you send that to Kensley?
If you remind me.
I will. I will. He needs to fucking see that.
People equal
He's probably
shit.
gonna hate us.
He's gonna be like, "Doo-doo." It just like, gets off.
Um,
Um,
I like the opening to "So Good" right now. It's like, oh, 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 oh. I like that.
mhm. Um, okay, so I found like it was like kind of like simple. It says romantic in nature. I don't know what that would entitle, but I guess like romance feels so good right now, sort of thing. I guess to him, I don't really know.
I really don't know.
Some of these memes, man, it's like they are super hard to find, or they're so freaking convoluted.
I found more stuff from Pete and from Andy about this one. So Andy said it's dialectical. This song is happy, but then it's got lyrics that don't reflect that. Really?
Hmm. Hmm.
Then Pete said "So Good Right Now" is a song that I heard, or a chorus that I heard of Patrick's a while ago. This is a song to me that is distinctly something that we could make. It's just got a happiness, a lightness to the melody and to the chorus, but the lyrics have a little bit of a bittersweet quality to them, which reminds me of some of the stuff off of "Take This to Your Grave" or something like that. Now that is a really old album.
Hmm.
Feeling so good right now. I like that song. Like I just feel like it's an upbeat song.
Maybe we would just have to like hear the lyrics more.
I'm reading them right now, and it's like it kind of does have like some parts of it. The one of the bridges does. Drifting from the star, rip myself apart. I'll be whatever you need me to be. Need me to be. I cut myself down. Cut myself down. It's whatever you need me to be. You need. Okay, yeah, I remember that now. Yeah, I guess I could see. I guess we could see like how it can be a little bit of a like not so positive song in some aspects, but overall for me in my personal meaning, it's more of a positive effect.
Right. Like life is so good right now, sort of thing.
Yeah.
In your
um.
aspect.
Yeah, in my aspects. I'm gonna give this one a 10 out of 10. It's one of my favorites.
I'm gonna probably just do like a 9.5. I need to
Okay.
listen to it more.
Hey, that's okay. That is
So
respectable. All right, track number 7. This one is a definitely a different turn. This is a very very short track. It's not even a song. It's kind of like a speech.
yeah, it's from a movie called Varsity Bites or Reality Bites. That's what it is. And it's Ethan Hawke who plays in the movie. Like he's given this speech about the pink seashell, and it's meant to represent a dad's life on dad's philosophy on life. So like
Oh.
yeah, it's like in the movie, like he gives this big speech, like that whole track is him giving that speech in the movie, and it's a really good movie. Um, and yeah, so that's where it's from.
It all makes sense now because like maybe I'm looking at it in this perspective, but like all four members of Fall Out Boy, I'm 90% sure they're all dads now.
Yeah.
Like Patrick's got a kid, Pete's got kids. I think Joe and Andy also have kids now, if I'm
Uh,
correct. I don't know if Andy does, but I know at least three of the members are dads.
so I don't think. Let's see. Andy is not.
Wow. Time to step up, my boy.
Time to step on my boy.
Um, so let's see. Pink seashell. Let me see if Pete said anything. Yes, he did. There's a bit in the movie Reality Bites where Ethan Hawke's character talks about seeing his dad after he found out he had cancer. They
Hmm.
talk about life, and he gave Ethan's character a pink seashell to help explain things. He realized the shell is empty and maybe life is pointless. It's all a random lottery of meaningless tragedy and a series of near escapes, he says.
Hmm.
That's why he enjoys the little things in life, like eating a burger, smoking a cigarette. I think there's a whole record from that perspective, taking part in these little pieces of life without the consequence. It's important to not forget those little granular moments of life. To me, that's a record in the pink shell,
Hmm.
the pink seashell. Blah. That is very interesting.
Hmm.
This is like a whole ass fucking philosophy lesson.
Yeah, and the movie itself, it's like like late 90s. So like Ethan Hawke around this time, like he was kind of like how should I put it? He was like moving up in stardom, whereas like Ben Stiller and Winona Ryder was in that movie too. So it's like they were like in superstardom at that point. So and the pink seashell like speech that Ethan Hawke gives in the movie is like really touching, sort of thing.
Hmm.
Um, Also, to a little update here, Joe is kids. He has
Yeah, he
kids.
has kids. I knew that.
Yeah.
Um, I give this one a 10 out of 10 because I really digged the speech behind, like the meaning behind all the speech and stuff like that. I really dig that. It's like a little bit of a breather in the album. It's kind of like an intermission in the album,
Hmm.
so to speak, but like something that you can
Yeah.
really enjoy. It's like an enjoyable intermission where you don't want to get up from your seat.
Yeah. I give it a 10 out of 10 too.
It's good. All right, we
Mhm.
are halfway through. Track number 8, I Am My Own Muse. Now, this one, I wasn't like on board with this one. It's probably my least favorite from this album, to be honest.
To each their own, right?
Yeah,
um, yeah, it wasn't like my favorite kind of either. It was like after the pink seashell thing, it was kind of like trying to crescendo again, sort of thing, if you know what I mean. Like, I don't know how to put it, but so I have a meaning. It says singer has become his own muse. That is to say, he is no longer inspired by admiration for the addressee. So it's like he's just becoming his own muse and don't want to be inspired anymore from said other person.
Interesting. Something interesting as well just now. So the track I Am My Own Muse pulls its title from the Frida Kahlo quote, I am my own muse, I am
Hmm.
the subject I know best, I am the subject I want to better. The
Hmm.
orchestrations were performed by the London Metropolitan Orchestra with arrangements done by Patrick Stump.
Hmm.
Coincidentally, track 8 on Fall Out Boy's Infinity on High, called Don't You Know Who I Think I Am, was the first song that lead singer Patrick Stump ever co-produced on behalf of Fall Out Boy.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Jinx.
Yeah, I feel like this track is probably one of the least memorable for me, and I did re-listen to this one. It's just, it's not like on the levels of Love from the Other Side or anything from like the first 4 tracks or even the first 5 tracks.
Hmm.
So I'm
Hmm.
gonna give this one like an 8 out of 10.
I might give it like a 7.5 because I would just have to listen to it
That's
again just to
okay.
like get refreshed back in the mind again.
That's okay. All right, track number 9 is Flu Game. Ooh, I like this one too. This one I remember. Like, oh my god, I gotta look at the lyrics now. Like, I haven't heard this one in a little bit, but I love it. I do remember it. Oh my god. So this one is very like kind of like a love, like bittersweet kind of song. It's like a
Hmm.
guy trying to fall in love, so to speak.
Yeah. So it's like okay, when you think of flu game, it's like in my head when I first heard when I first saw the song title, I was like, oh, okay, so he's just got the flu. but
God.
but but no, it's not. Um, Reads like a romantic interest, though such is never specified, and the relationship between this person and the vocalist is presented as a troubled one from the former's perspective. That's
Hmm.
what I found.
So I just found this. Flu Game is a testament to perseverance in the face of hardship. The song describes feelings of insignificance and loneliness caused by the departure of another person, possibly following a breakup, and the effort it takes to keep going. Wow. This is fucking weird. Like, a lot of these songs are like, it sounds so upbeat, but they have like a really sad or like deep meaning. It's like,
Hmm.
the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah, like I was saying, I think I was saying to you, I was like, I'm sensing a theme in all of these.
Yeah, it's like trying to be positive in the darkest of times.
Right.
It's like fucking. I don't mean to bring Billy Talent up. It's like with like one last problem sounds super upbeat.
One last problem.
Same thing. Reactor sounds super upbeat, but
Hmm.
it's dark.
Yeah, it's very dark. Well, not as dark as Billy Talent 3, but
Oh god, yeah. Um, I give this one 10 out of 10. I love this one. It's groovy.
yeah, 10 out of 10.
All right, we have I think 4 tracks to go.
Yep.
Baby Annihilation is number 10. This is another one of those kind of like intermission tracks where it's all talking.
Yeah. Um, did you find a meme for this one?
I'm looking right now.
'Cause I found one, but I didn't know
Oh,
if
it's Pete
it was,
talking.
yeah, it's Pete. Yeah, it would be Pete.
This is the first spoken word Pete Wentz feature on a Fall Out Boy album since $20 Nosebleed. Baby Annihilation marks a return to form for Fall Out Boy. So this is like old school. So Pete also said this. You have to be careful about how you use throwback qualities. I think there are things that people want their favorite bands and artists to do that don't always make sense, and the record needs to have a flow to it. I think it did make sense to have a spoken word part. I was really excited to do it for this record. I think people were like, the title's so crazy. I'll give a little insight into the title. For a long time, we were just titling it A Little Annihilation. So it just got changed to Baby Annihilation. That's where the title came from. So that's Pete saying that. That is actually kind of what I've always had thought about. Like, there's a lot of things that people want their favorite bands and artists to do. Sometimes it's not a good thing. Like, if people want their bands and artists to change towards the pop genre, sometimes it doesn't play out for the best if they're a rock group.
Yeah, because we know that firsthand. But
Oh yeah,
uh, but
with a couple groups actually.
yeah, um, but like what you were saying, I wrote down Stump has taken the time to criticize himself as well as his compadres or associates. So it's kind of like you were saying, like fans we're trying to like not criticize, but like kind of like voice their output to the band and kind of like, oh yeah, you need to change things up. But then it's like at the end of the day, it's like not everybody's gonna be happy with
Yeah,
what they do.
a good example is Mania with Fall Out Boy. Their last album they did before this one, they changed more to like a really really poppy sound, more like
It
a
just
hip
didn't
hop
work.
kind of thing. In some aspects, it didn't work. I personally didn't mind the album. It's just not my favorite. Like, it's not a situation where it's like Nine from Blink, where I totally hated that album. And it's not like Slang with Def Leppard, where I really hated that album. Um,
Yeah.
like, it was just one of those moments like, I can vibe with this if I'm in the mood for it. That's how it was with Mania for me.
Mm.
But to each their own. And Pete has a very good point. I really agree with that. It kind of takes the words right out of my mouth, so to speak. So that's pretty cool. Um, yeah, I kind of want to bump this one up. I had this at a 9 out of 10. I'm going to put it at a 10 out of 10 just because I really like that. I never thought of it that way. Nor did I look at the meanings beforehand, which I probably should have.
Hmm.
I'm going to bump this up. This is going to be a 10 out of 10 for me.
I'm same.
Cool, cool, cool. All right, number 11. Oh god, I'm probably going to butcher this. The Kintsugi Kid, 10
The
years.
Kintsugi Kid.
Okay, this is another one of those tracks where I don't remember much of it. I did re-listen to it. Um it's another one of those tracks where it's like it's not for me.
Yeah, it's kind of like with the I am my own muse kind of situation sort of thing. Sort of. Sort of.
Oh no shit. So, in this track, Pete Wenz's daughter Marvel can be heard. Oh,
Yeah, yeah. That's what I was gonna say because she was in the vocals for this one.
that's cool. That is so cool.
So okay, I had a meaning, but I didn't know if you had one as well.
You can go ahead and read yours. I'm just looking at this one right now, anyways.
So mine, I found. I don't know where this came from. Vocals admits it. He spent 10 years in a bit of a chemical haze. Reads as if he is referring to drugs.
Ooh, that is dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at the chorus. 10 years, and a bit of a chemical haze, and I missed the 10 years, and a bitter chemical haze, and I missed the way that I felt. Ooh, yeah. And then it also mentions alcohol in one of
Hmm.
the bridges. Love lives. Yeah, that, I mean, I guess actually.
Hmm.
So I have some background here as well from genius.com. By the way, that's where I'm getting all my info, by the way, guys, on genius.com. Um, literally almost all of these songs that I've found so far have meanings on that website. And also some quotes from Pete and Andy and stuff about really want to know more, go check out genius.com. I use that a lot as well for a lot of my other research projects for our podcast. I've used it for Billy Talent, I've used it for Blink, ACDC, God knows what else. Um, so let's see. The Japanese term kintsugi, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, is the art of putting broken pieces of pottery back together with gold. An idea that embraces flaws and imperfections to create something better. This song uses the idea in relation to the band embracing the fact that they have all dealt with mental health issues in the past. They've since then taken their broken pieces and built themselves back together with their gold. The name the Kintsugi Kid is much like an old Western outlaw's names, in which they were given the nickname Kid when they gained their reputation at a very young age. In the context of Fall Out Boy, they got their start and gained massive popularity around 20 years ago. The name also follows the album's utilization of movie references, in which an outlaw with the name The Kid is a popular old Western movie trope.
Hmm. So like for example, like Billy the Kid, like he got his start, like like in the Wild Wild West and being like the fastest quick draw alive and stuff, and
Right.
so
Very
I can
interesting.
see I can see why they did that, because it's like you said, like they were getting like putting their broken pieces back
It
together.
all makes sense now. Okay, well, I'm putting the so Fall Out Boy 10 years ago this year got back together. They took a hiatus, I
Mm.
believe around 09 and 2010. They took a hiatus, then they got back together in 2013 and released Save Rock and Roll. It fucking fits. This works. Because from those years, Pete had some serious mental health issues going on, stuff for addiction, stuff like that. Also tried to kill himself at one point. I didn't know. I know Joe as well has had some mental health issues, but that was just recently. And I didn't know about
Yeah,
Patrick or I know Patrick struggled with his weight, and he lost a shit ton of weight. Like when he came back to Fall Out Boy in 2013, he had lost a shit ton of weight. He
he
was
looks good.
slim. He looks good. Um,
Good for him.
yeah, Andy. Yeah, good for him.
Mm.
Andy, I didn't know had issues either, but that is cool. That all makes sense now. It's like a fucking puzzle. I like this. This is great. This is great. I might have to go re-listen to that song again.
I'm giving this a 10 out of 10 for me.
Ouch. Yeah,
Kinda.
I'm gonna have to re-listen to it again. Just because I need to re-listen to it again. Like it feels like once you read the clicks, like it just clicks like so easily.
Right.
Okay, 2 tracks to go. Track number 12, another one of my favorites. What a Time to Be Alive. This is another one of those really groovy, like jazzy, like songs.
So you were saying about like one of them was like during the like, oh, the Love from the Other Side about isolation. So
Yes.
this one, it says a source of depression inside a vocalist being lonely from a romantic perspective.
Oh, interesting. So, one of the chorus lines, like I said, I was right about this as well. I got the quarantine blues. Bad news. What's left? Like that's one of the lines. So I was like spot on with that. I
Mm-hmm.
did find a meaning as well.
Ju-
So, What a Time to Be Alive is the penultimate track on Fall Out Boy's 8th studio album, So Much for Stardust. It goes through looking back on how the world has changed so much and uses that as an excuse to look back before COVID 19, but also to tell you to live in the moment during the good times when they're around. They literally are copying me.
They are literally embodiment of you.
In an interview with Kerrang! Radio, Pete described this song as Patrick Stump going full Patrick Stump, further describing it as provocative and futuristic, but at the same time reminds me of stuff I grew up hearing my parents listen to. Oh, I love this band so much. Patrick Stump going full Patrick Stump. The vocals are really good on this.
Hmm.
I fucking love it. The lyric structure too. It's like, and like the rhythm just all fits together, and it's so
And,
good.
and plus the orchestra was on this one and the last track too.
Yeah, I remember that now. What a time to be alive. Time to be alive. I like to me like on the closing credits of like a kids movie.
Oh God.
No, really, like it just sounds like it
I
could be
know.
like
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, I can see it now.
it's so good though. I really like this one. When we first heard it, it's groovy. This is a 10 out of 10. Simple.
10 out of 10. Yeah.
This is good. All right, we're on to the closing track and of course title track. So much for Stardust. I like when bands do that. They put like the closing track as like the title track and stuff. I like that. It really helps, especially this song. So let me go see. So much for Stardust. Did you find the
Cause I
meaning for
know.
this one?
I did. Cause I remember like one of the lyrics was like, "What would you trade the pain for?" And then it kind of like tied all of the from the first track to the last track all together.
Yeah, because that lyric is in the first track.
Yeah. So Stardust is defined as a magical or charismatic feeling, and the person whom Patrick intended to share that feeling with is the addressee.
Hmm. Interesting. Very interesting.
So, okay, if I'm piecing this together, love from the other side, it's like isolation and all that stuff, and then he's going through like the stages of like trying to get her back sort of thing, and then at the end it's like he's trying to get that like share that feeling with the addressee sort of thing. If I'm like blowing this out of proportion, like please let me know. But it's like that's what I'm kind of thinking in my head. I could be fucking completely wrong, but
Hey, listen, it's
um,
good. Like a lot of these bands make you think. Like they make you take your own perspective. Like it's like they all these bands give you something to take away from their music, whether it's an album in general or just from a particular song. And I feel like
right.
that's what's so special about music. It just creates that magical feeling in your head, and like it really helps you think.
Mm.
I also found a meaning for So Much for Stardust. This was coming from Pete. Um, the decision to close the album out with So Much for Stardust was very deliberate due to its encompassment of the album's themes, with Pete Wen stating the following. I think it was really fitting and it was a really fitting end for the record. There's this big orchestral moment in the beginning with the strings, and then it ends with the choir. And there are a lot of lyrics that are like bookends to Love from the Other Side, like you said. So I
Mhm.
think it's a cool way to end the record, our dialectical record. Oh, that is freaking beautiful.
Big hearts right there.
Oh, Pete Wen's my birthday twin. Seriously, my birthday twin.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I know.
I'm so happy about that. But man, that is a very, very solid track. It's more of a mellower ish track. And of course, he said the orchestra is involved in this, so I can see why.
Hmm.
Um, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. It ties everything in. This album kind of takes you on a journey through the pandemic, in my personal opinion, through a lot
Hmm.
of different emotions.
Now, question: if this had come out during the pandemic, if it did, just to say for hyperbole here, if it
Hypothetically.
hypothetically, yes, if it actually did come out during the pandemic, do you think it would have been successful as it is now?
Um, like, are we talking like 2020 into 2021?
Like 2021 going coming out of pandemic and like getting crowds back into things again, sort of thing.
Well, even then, like the concerts didn't really happen to 2022.
True, yeah, but
So like I'm thinking
in
like
general,
yeah, like I think it still would have been, to be honest, cuz like even during the pandemic like people were still needing new music to keep going.
true. Like I think this would have been perfect for like 2020, 2021, going in maybe to 2022, because a lot of people at that time, like they were doing like, long distance relationships at that time. And then some people like they couldn't see their loved ones, they couldn't see their romantic interests and all that stuff at
Mm-hmm.
that time. So it's like I think this would have been kind of like a coping kind of mechanism for those people
Yeah.
to be like, yeah, like, there is love on the other side. And then like with So Much for Stardust, it's like, keep that Stardust kind of like magical feeling alive.
Yeah.
So I think this would have been perfect. But I'm kind of glad that it came out now when it did, because it's like it's kind of saying like, hey, we're back and we're bringing the old Fall Out Boy
We're
sound like we
bringing the
did.
big guns.
Yeah, and what a way to show it. Like,
Yeah.
damn.
Song a 10 out of 10. Like
Yeah, perfect opener, perfect closer, case closed right there. Like that's a case shut right there.
so that is
10
the
to 10.
track by track breakdown for So Much for Stardust. Now for the big moment. What is our overall rankings? Now, on the last breakdown episode we did, which was literally Thursday with Dead Silence, we had the exact same rating. I don't know about this one with you and I. You let me go first last time, so it's your fucking turn.
Fuck you.
I heard that.
Good. It was for you. Um. Okay. What was the rating that we did last time? Remind me.
For Dead Silence,
Yes.
6.5.
86.5. Okay, that was just together. Um. As a solid overall album with like one, maybe two tracks that are kind of like, a little bit, but it's like you have to re-listen to them again. I would say, this is just me. I would say like 80 or no, 90 out of 100 for me. This is up there.
Ooh, I went high.
This is up there for me.
Yeah, I went higher up. So this is my second highest album ranking, with Dead Silence still being in the lead. This is going to be a 95.7 for me.
Whew.
This album was so fucking enjoyable, and I have been a Fall Out Boy fan for almost 10 years now. I've been a fan since 2014. So my first album I listened to was Save Rock and Roll, and then anything after that I listened to, I was there for. I remember the release party for American Beauty, American Psycho. I remember the release party for Mania, and I definitely remember the release party for this. So I have been here for 4 albums now, and this one is probably my favorite out of the 4 that have came out that I've listened to. Um, it's very close up there with me though for American Beauty, American Psycho, because that one was my favorite for the longest time. Um, yeah, this album is just very, very solid. I enjoyed this album. There's only 1 or 2 tracks that are kind of weaker than the others, but they're nowhere near like terrible. Like they are
Mhm.
definitely listenable.
Right. They're not like every song on this album is non-skippable.
It's good. It is really, really good, and I would recommend anybody to listen to it if you haven't already. Thank you, Fall Out Boy, for still existing.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite bands of all time, and I can't wait to get to their pilgrimage next year. So that's gonna do it for the breakdown for So Much for Stardust. I hope you guys enjoyed. Where would you guys rank all these songs? What do you guys think of the album? For those that have listened, be sure to let us know on social media or in the comments. Okay, next episode. Yeah, we're doing some rivalries again. So we're doing Let's Talk Rivalries, Batista versus Undertaker. Oh man, oh man.
You're going one-on-one with the Undertaker. It's like, what? Oh, hell no. Hell no. It's just
And we've got 2 fucking big men.
big man slapping me.
Oh man, this is gonna be a good one. Now, Batista and Undertaker, this was during my era of wrestling. However, I didn't start watching wrestling until 07. So got some catch up to do. But I'm sure you'll help me with that.
Yeah. So, like, little pinnacle point, I remember it was like they were feuding from like Mania 23, and then it was like kind of like an off and on sort of thing. And then I think their feud like kind of like ended at TLC 09.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was like an off and on again sort of
Kind
thing.
of like the Orton and Cena thing. It was like off and on for a while.
Yeah. Um, but like their first encounter, I think it was like Mania 23.
Yeah. But we're not going to
Cause
spoil the rest for the
yeah,
kids out there. Kids.
for the
No
for the
kids watch us.
yeah, no kids watch us, only adults.
Well, I mean, I have some kids, maybe my sisters, I don't know. But anyways, that's going to be for Thursday. We are doing
Mhm.
another Let's Talk Rivalries episode. If you guys are interested in hearing about the ultimate rivalry between Batista and The Undertaker, be sure to tune in this Thursday. I am very excited for this one. Um, okay, we're also getting short on time, so I'm going to have to pick up the pace here. Song of the night. So, this is a very important day. Very important song, too. As Dystro mentioned earlier in the episode, this past Thursday we took a listen to Def Leppard's Adrenalize album from 1992. What a fucking ride.
Mhm.
I
For sure.
absolutely loved that album. I've loved it since day one, though, since I originally had it on CD. Today, coincidentally, is Steve Clark's What Should Have Been 63rd birthday. And if you guys don't remember who Steve Clark is, he was the former guitarist of Def Leppard, who had tragically passed away on January 8th of 1991 due to, I think it was like acute alcohol poisoning. Like he had also mixed some drugs in there as well. He had a very bad alcohol problem. He was put on a 6-month leave of absence during the recording of Generalize. Joe gave him the 6-month leave of absence, told him to go home, just relax, get well. However, he ended up at the bar almost every night, and a few months later, he passed away. So, today, marking his 63rd birthday, tonight's song of the night comes from the album Adrenalize titled White Lightning. This track is very, very sentimental to me. It's a very, very, like, goosebump inducing track. I actually still get goosebumps just thinking about it. The opening, it's like awesome because with Adrenalize, Phil Collin, who is the other guitarist, he had to kind of fill in Steve Clark's guitar parts. And when he mentioned that in an interview, or they did on MTV or something like that, he said it felt like he was playing with a ghost. He felt like Steve was there as a ghost. He said it was really, really a surreal experience. So that's kind of what I think of when it comes to White Lightning. I think of Steve Clark still being there in spirit. Like, it's just a weird feeling I get with this song, but it is so good, and I think it's a perfect day to put it in remembrance of him. Happy birthday, Steve. We miss you. We love you. I don't think Def Leppard will ever be the same without Steve. So yeah, White Lightning, Def Leppard. That is tonight's song of the night. If you guys want to check it out, which I greatly recommend you do, click on the top right-hand corner of the episode. Towards the very end, there will be a link that pops up. It will take you to the video. Go ahead and take a listen. Oh, I might actually have to listen to it later tonight, just to get it out. So, if you guys stuck around to the very end, we greatly appreciate your support. Be sure to follow us on social media by clicking on the link in the description below, which will take you to Linktree. We have Instagram, Twitter, Reddit, and TikTok. Follow us on those social media platforms to keep up to date with the podcast. And we also have Dystro's YouTube channel, which he uploads weekly gaming content. And what are you at for subs right now?
688.
Wow, we're getting close. Oh, let's see. Can we get you to 700 by maybe a week from today?
I'm hoping so.
Let's shoot for 700 by literally the last day of April.
Yeah, let's hope.
So go subscribe to him for some weekly gaming content. He's posted 2K23 content, Skate 3, Gang Beasts in the past. He's also done a little bit of Roblox with me. Go see what he posts. Go subscribe. Go share his stuff around. Show him some love. Once again, be sure to listen to tonight's song of the night, White Lightning by Def Leppard. God bless you, Steve. And that's it. Thanks for listening, guys, and we will catch you this Thursday. Peace.
Peace.